Good afternoon, folks. It is an amazing Wednesday, and the reason why it's an amazing Wednesday because I have had my second successful capture using the Gopher Hawk. When I first ordered this and I first received it, I inserted it right where a fresh gopher hole was at, and the next day, actually within 6 hours, I instantly caught a gopher, and it was actually still alive. So we traveled a few miles away from home and released it out into a field. But today, the second guy didn't survive, so we disposed of him properly where he belongs, in the trash. And he's a big dude. He was not struggling surviving out in my backyard. The success rate with this device has been not very satisfying, and that's primarily because I didn't know the proper way of using this device and really didn't understand gophers that much. Gophers have an incredible sense of smell and also an incredible sense of hearing and detecting vibrations. So whenever you handle this device, you need to make sure you're handling it with latex or nitrile gloves so you're not leaving your odor on it. Because if you do leave your odor on it, the gopher's going to smell it and they're not going to want to be anywhere near it. They're going to detect that there's a danger and they will backfill the hole immediately. So a lot of the times wherein you have this backfilled onto from a gopher, it's from user error. You left your scent somehow. And also, after having a successful capture, you need to clean the whole thing so you're not leaving the odor of a former gopher on it, because another gopher will smell that and know that someone did not survive well near this thing. Another thing to be aware of is that gopher mounds, like the one I have over here, which I believe is from the guy that I captured, I'm just not too certain of it. This is not where gophers pop out of. This is dirt from their excavating their tunnel system. So they're not actually popping out from here. They're going to be popping out from that hole over there that did not have any dirt surrounding it. And that's where you probably would want to set up your trap. The tunnel system, or this is actually the result from their tunnel system, and it's actually just a vent or a branch fanning off from the main tunnel. And it'll usually be 6 to 12 inches below the surface, about this far away from the mound, and it could be anywhere through here. You just measure about 1.5 to 2 meters out from the mound and start probing out from there. You're gonna have some initial resistance from the surface itself, but if you push in a little bit harder, you should be able to feel this give way and sink in. Obviously that's not happening here because there's no tunnel right here. I think the tunnel might be here somewhere. See how it just goes deep in? So that's what you're looking for. To determine if this is from a different gopher, we're just gonna lightly graze over the mound, flatten it out, and then once we smooth it out, we're gonna mark it. So we got ourselves a nice little X marking the spot. And if there's a new gopher in the area or a second gopher that's using that, it should push that dirt up. Another thing, when deploying a trap, you want to set it outside of the hole and then carefully insert it into the hole that you've created. Reason being is that gophers are very sensitive to sound and vibrations. And if you set it while it's inside the ground, they're going to detect that and know that there's a danger near that hole, and they're not going to go near it. You pretty much sealed the fate for being able to capture a gopher at that point, and you're going to have a frustrating time trying to find out where these gophers are coming from and where they're going. Gophers maintain a very complex network of tunnels, but it's usually within a closed area with about 20 to 30 feet. The farthest they'll go out is maybe 100. I have that mound there, a mound here, and mounds over here being created by the gopher that's operating just within this small area. And what you do is that you just go from the farthest points between the two mounds, and you pretty much start a cordon to determine exactly where the hole is. And that's how I found this guy over here. This may not be the only hole though. There could be other holes that they use, so that way they can have the best chances of escaping a predator or from being captured. But yeah, I've been seeing on the comments, people are having low success rates with this. It actually works. You just need to know what you're doing and how to employ it. Just remember to wash it once you actually catch a gopher. Don't touch it with your bare hands. And if you're going to go probing into holes to see if there's a natural tunnel system, don't use your bare hands to probe through there, because you're leaving your scent in there and it's going to scare off the gophers. But yeah, I've had 2 captures so far. I consider that an acceptable success rate, especially after figuring out how to properly catch them and utilize the trap. But I hope this video helps and educates everybody else on how to capture gophers.